Welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin, where you come for education, analysis, and opportunities in blockchain and crypto. My name is Lucas.
And my name is Ryan.
And we actually made a video on Shade and Silk about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, at least 2 to 3 weeks.
And we didn't record it properly. Something happened. I don't remember and forgot about it. So, because there's been so much content, we really love covering the development. As you know, the secret network for privacy on the blockchain. There's really nothing else in crypto like it. So for that reason, you want to talk about opportunities and education. Well, this is what it's all about. So we'll continue to analyze what's happening with Secret as 2022 unfolds and beyond. Shade Protocol, we're going to talk about Silk and the exciting developments because we have covered in many of our videos in the past stablecoins, stablecoin systemic risk, centralized stablecoins versus decentralized stablecoins, and obviously
and a lot of the issues surrounding that.
We also cover what's going on in the market at large and its relations. So if you like that kind of information and the latest alpha drops, also opportunities at winning free crypto and gifts like that, we love to give back. So subscribe, hit the notification bell to be alerted, all that good stuff. And remember that this is not financial advice or marital advice or legal advice or medical advice. This is no vices. It's educational information. It is entertainment. If you're entertained, you may want to put it on settings 1.5 or 2 times the speed just to speed it up. And then it's even a little bit more entertaining. I know I do it when I'm listening to myself. So let's see here. Shade Protocol, Silk. What's it all about, Alfie?
Yeah, well, let's jump in it. So this is it. Well, Silk is what we're talking about. That's a new token, a new stable coin that's algorithmically pegged, and it is going to be native to Secret Network on the Shade Protocol. And that bears repeating. That's a big deal to have a privacy preserving stablecoin where anonymity and transactional privacy is built in at the foundational layer. So it's huge, and with the ability to interact with smart contracts and on top of the Secret Network, which is it puts that in a class apart from things like Monero and other privacy tokens. There's been an awesome thread on on these issues on Twitter that we're going to talk about. Dougie DeLuca is the Twitter poster there, but this is shadeprotocol.io is the website. You can kind of go there. There's a link to the white paper, and this thread is what we kind of got our attention today, and kind of give us the impulse to go back and redo our video and recorrect that mistake.
And this is and make sure you follow on Twitter. A lot of the alpha drops come through Twitter and Discord. And Dougie the Tailor DeLuca, I called him the seamstress because I like the way it sounded, but I was like, seamstress is kind of feminine. Maybe he wants, because sometimes, it's just a cool name and you don't care because it's just smooth. But I thought, you know what, let's just change it. He's Dougie the Tailor, and he knows how to whip up these threads. So it's Dougie the Tailor DeLuca. You can follow him at DeLuca Dougie, and he may be a washed up skier, but he's not washed up. He's washing the information, cleaning it up, editing it, and breaking it down Barney style, so it's easy for us to understand. And he really appreciates and understands the value of Shade and Silk. So yeah, let's walk through the threadsters. Let's walk through the Tailor's thread and see what we got here.
Let's do it. Yeah, I found it an interesting read. So he goes into the fact that he kind of found Secret through Luna and in Cosmos Atom. And that's kind of a similar story for me. I know not you. You've been a fan of Secret since the ICO days, but my awareness of it has definitely come through, exposing myself to the IBC and Atom, Cosmos, that whole ecosystem. And that's the same here with Dougie. He puts that out right out front, and then he goes quickly to talk about what makes this different from other contracts like XMR or other tokens like XMR or Monero, is the combination of privacy with the ETH smart contract ability, right? That's kind of what makes this such a unique technology.
Yes.
And then further, we have the roadmap. talking a little bit about Silk as a stable coin and how it's going to be minted and all of that. And further, there's lots of cool stuff. There's a chart worth looking at.
We're going to talk about this later. He mentions one of the really neat points that we're going to break down in the white paper to show people. But Silk is pegged to a basket of global currencies and commodities, creating a level of stability that could be unmatched. Here's one of the earliest models of Silk and the superiority of value capture in Silk versus USD. Okay, so let's just, because this is huge, and and I love the graph he brings up there. So let's kind of unpack that for people. And a critical to Shay's value proposition is still a privacy preserving stable coin. I think also you mentioned it earlier. I just want to kind of talk about it again, how powerful this is. Privacy preserving stable coin. This is the closest thing to cash on the blockchain that's ever existed. That's basically what's going on here, because in the past, whether it's Bitcoin, like all these other, it's a public ledger, and here you have something that is private. It's not. But unlike Monero, you have something that's actually not just secret network, not just secret token, not just this chain that's private. You actually have something that's created on a smart contract with the intention of being stable and being diversified, spreading that risk out over different currencies and commodities, which
let's make that clear, because in the past, most stable coins are all pegged to the dollar, right? Or there's some other national currency. Whereas Silk, in their white paper, if you go and check it out off the website, there's a section entitled Global Yield Derivation. And this is going to be a pegging or a staking mechanic where where various assets will make up an index, which will be like various assets such as the dollar, the franc, the yen, even commodities. Then this index will be what the Silk can be collateralized against. And the idea is that they're wanting to have Silk retain a stable value in relation to the global economy in a way that just pegging merely to the US dollar or merely to one of the other national currencies would not be able to achieve the same sort of link, right? Because the global economy is so much bigger than any one fiat currency, any one national currency. And when you include the commodities, now you're actually including something that's going to account for inflation of those underlying currencies. So if they're all deflating, or if they're all inflating together and debasing together, at least the commodity part of this index will capture that. And so this is going to be a much better way to stabilize the peg.
And it makes sense thinking that whether it's cash, what are people going to use worldwide? What's the most efficient measure? And this is why, if you're taking a basket of different of the most popular reserve or national currencies, and like you said, if one is overinflating over another, or they're all inflating together, commodities also are another worldwide. Those are goods that have a value on the world market. So to have a stable coin that is diversified amongst that which is valued around over the world, as opposed to something that is just weighted to a value held to some national region.
Single national currency.
This is huge.
Yeah.
And so this is great. And this is something that you don't find in any other protocol at the moment, as far as the stable coin is concerned. So this is, it's like, there's so much in Silk that's amazing. It's not just one great feature that makes it better, which would be alone great, but it's the fact that it's privacy preserving stable coin. Now people can exchange, just like people have exchanged cash and gold coins or what have you, since money has been in, whatever form it's been in. I mean, that's just it's been a feature. So blockchain technology and all of its merit, all of its great things that it brings, one of the issues has been this panopticon feature of this Orwellian public ledger where everything is just one,
Completely transparent, right?
to everyone and anyone without any say. Here, people can choose and what they disclose,
Right.
so that they can have that transparency without that moral hazard, without the incentive to allow for perversion or corruption due to
Sure.
unnecessary exposure.
And the white paper gets into that a little bit. At the beginning, it talks about how each silk address will have a viewing key, which is unique to that address, and then that key can be shared to whatever other users the owner wants to share that data. If say you need to audit or a trail of transactions or verify that you indeed have a certain amount of silk in your wallet, without that key, it will not be visible, but with it, it would be. So it empowers the user to be able to verify their data or their balance in to whatever degree they want, however they're comfortable with, versus just throwing the doors wide open like in the other blockchains where it's you have no privacy.
Speaking of white paper, while we're here, you were talking about it before the video, but the main takeaway that if we were going to say what's the main takeaway that Silk brings to the table, it's I guess it's laid out here in the abstract.
Yeah, I would say it's that first paragraph, the final sentence, really captures it in the first sentence of the second paragraph.
And what is that?
Okay, I'll read it. Finally, there is no stablecoin in DeFi with transactional privacy by default. Silk is the solution to this problem, built on the secret network as a native privacy preserving algorithmic stablecoin using the SNP20 token standard.
Cool.
So that's the point. It's got privacy preservation built into it at a core level.
And that's huge. And it's not beyond the privacy, as we mentioned, it has a level of stability and redundancy that's not built on taking the best. Like I love how they, you look at their minting, we look at Luna, how Luna is there to be pegged to the UST to be burnt and has a mechanism so that it can stay stable and keep the UST pegged to $1. Well, just like you have Luna to the UST, you have shade to Silk that can be burnt to help Silk maintain that dollar peg.
Yeah, that's worth bringing up. So there's a price ceiling, a price floor. The peg is around $1, and there's a small little area where it will fluctuate, and then the burning of shade and the minting, the conversion and burning process is how that peg is maintained. And so you can acquire Silk by either minting, you can burn your shade and mint Silk that way, or you can convert S secret into Silk. So there's a couple different ways of acquiring Silk, but the fact that it's clear that there is an algorithmic adjustment peg that it's working here, and it's through shade. It's through the shade token.
That's a beautiful thing. So you can see there's going to be, just like people have seen Luna grow with the demand for UST as that's rippled throughout DeFi cross chain. Just imagine as Silk starts rippling throughout DeFi, what that's going to do for shade. So in fact, what does it say? Like with UST Luna, the conversion mechanism in tandem to exchange arbitrage is what helps maintain Silk's peg during periods of supply and demand expansion and contraction. Expansion is when the value of Silk trades for above $1, while contraction is when it's below. All right.
Right.
There we go.
So it's a clear like supply demand kind of function.
And we just showed that graph. It goes from $1.02 to 98 cents, where $1 is that happy medium. Differing from UST, Silk's dual burn entry mechanism means shade and Silk are backed by arbitrage and the Dow entry burn collateral value of secret and other L1 uncorrelated asset tokens. So what that's saying is that not just shade, you're going to have secret, like you said, secret's being minted, but it's a DAO that is going to, like we've talked about with one of our favorite DAO reserve cross-chain protocol, Phantom will follow up on them, and they are pioneering taking treasuries with their FUD. And it'd be great to see the team over here do something similar when they start filling their treasuries for that unit of measurement.
Right.
Um,
Burning the underlying collateral, creating a credit token, and then using that to pair with another asset
yes.
and grow the treasury. Yeah, that's a unique strategy. And yeah, it needs to be mentioned that there's going to be a treasury here as well. There's a Shade DAO that they're proposing, and and there's different strategies that they're going to come up with in order to grow that treasury and to put that money to work for the ecosystem.
That's it. A
So
DAO earning
worth
yield
reading.
from securing multiple layer ones. And really, this is what it's all about: interoperability, moving blockchain technology so that it can be practical and usable as we move towards mass adoption. And this is what you look for. This is beautiful. As seen with white whale, Terra arbitrage is highly sought after and a critical component to algorithmic stablecoins. What differs with Shade is that arbitrage is innate to the protocol, while white whale is not to UST Luna. For performance, I find this superior. So he's comparing it to white whale. Terra, I say there's no comparison due to the privacy and to the basket of currencies and commodities. It's just a whole nother level. It's just different. It's just different. You got to have apples and oranges. I like them both. That is to say, Shade staking collateral plus Shade DAO collateral is deposited into an ARB contract, passively earning revenue for Shade stakers. So there we go. Like we just talked about, a DAO that's able to generate value to increase for the treasury. Other protocols leave minting to validator inflation or collateralized lever position. Silk's mechanism creates a supply sink for secret by locking up staking secret, creating value for secret network. So the point is that this is built on the secret network, which is what you see with a lot of DAOs, that they're, whether it's Time that's taking Avalanche or Phantom that's taking Phantom, you find that a lot of these DAOs are also locking up that and staking it and earn and able to secure the network, because that's the whole point, is able to allow people to have something, a unit of exchange of value, without having a bunch of Phantom or Avalanche or Ethereum floating around. Well, not Ethereum because it's proof of work at the moment, but the point is, for proof of stake networks, you need that stuff staking to keep the network secure. The more that is staked, the more secure the network is. So to be able, liquid staking that's coming out, and a bunch of really cool things. So, all right, let's see. Like with all secret dApps, privacy is a key component. Yes, it is. Not revealing transaction history unless you choose to. That's awesome. Well positioned for mass adoption.
That's such a big part of it.
Should be heart in all these. Shameful, really, that I'm doing this video. And
right, that it's such a unique element.
And I haven't, I usually just go to the very end or the very beginning, but you got to just do it right, because it took the time to break this down. To break this down Barney style, and it's beautiful graphics, and it's just so
it's worth reading the whole thread. It's definitely very informative,
and it's easier to read than the white paper. I mean, it's very, and it comes through, it breaks it down. He's done a very, very good job at breaking down. But the white paper is a great read too, and I recommend doing your own research to be your own bank. And after you read the white paper, this is what you're going to feel like. You're going to feel like this right here. Though Silk is still unproven, being early to something with a value proposition so crucial to mass adoption is a major opportunity. You know what? That's crypto in general. And that's a lot of, and it's well said. And that secret network, that's many other blockchains and protocols that are built. That being said, you look for what has the building blocks for what's necessary, right? And this secret, Silk, these projects that are being built, privacy as a foundational feature on a blockchain, it's spoken of around the community as a human right. However you wish to describe it, it's definitely something that is innate to a harmonious solution for using this
Yeah.
technology for the better, for
And it's been underproduced, undersupplied.
underproduced, undersupplied, and almost not even talked about with all the celebration and the hoopla over security and scalability and blockchain and the money. There's almost no talk about the need for maintaining a level
Well,
of
it's conspicuously absent because if we look at the beginning of where the onset or the emergence of a world where all money is digital, and if that's occurring through these these public ledgers and these panopticons, we're giving up a real true freedom, something that's going to be lost, and that was the ability to walk around, pull something out of your pocket, transfer it to somebody else, and have there be no record of you ever having that, or that transaction ever occurring, or anything. That's the true anonymity in cash, physical cash.
which part
And
of that is you being able to walk around and people not know what you're walking around with in your pocket, because
right,
it's nice to be able to walk around and people not just look at you and be able to say, I see what's in his pocket. And so that's part of it too. It's the ability for people to walk around next to each other and be able to say, hi, Bob, hi, Sue, hi, whatever, and be able to appreciate each other without knowing, having the ability to peer into each other's wallets and bank accounts.
right.
Like that's a little over the
And
top.
giving that up is going to be there will be a loss there. So I think that even the fact that we think we're creating into some decentralized world, if we don't preserve that element, we won't be. That'll be a chimera, right? We'll be introducing some kind of new Orwellianism through the back door, even if we're not purposefully doing it.
Absolutely. That's why it's important to maintain education and awareness. And part of education is the need for privacy and having these features in blockchain and crypto. So it's exciting and a pleasure to be able to be unofficial, because nothing's official in blockchain and crypto, but ambassadors of Secret Network and what's unfolding, these protocols. It's exciting times for Secret and the IBC community. Usually you've got the map zones pulled up, but there was the supernova upgrade that happened this last year. Congratulations. And what does that mean? It means that Secret Network is now connected to all of these, well, not all of them yet, but its ability in most of them, it's already starting its connections. Juno, the big one, Cosmos, Atom, Juno, there's a whole host of them, Osmosis, Chihuahua, DVPN, Sentinel. By the way, it's functional right now, DVPN. A lot of these things you can use, it's working. These blockchain, these applications, they're there. It's built, it's functional.
Yeah, and it's one of the most enjoyable and user-friendly ecosystems there is in crypto.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Watch our video if you're not used to AMM's DEXs. We have a video on how to provide liquidity, or LP video, and we do those walkthroughs on Osmosis because it's so fun, it's so inexpensive, it's so fast, and the user interface, more stuff coming. If you like this kind of information, you know what to do. I think we pretty much gave a good quick breakdown of Shay, Silk, and this is really a big deal. If you're watching this video, there's a lot of forks, there's a lot of DeFi farms and AMMs, a lot of stuff's been around for actually a long time. It's very,
but this is innovative.
This is innovative stuff right here. This is absolutely something that should pique your interest if you've been in crypto. And if you're new to crypto, well, congratulations, because this is crypto is still early and emerging. And when you come to Secret Network and the NFTs and Silk and Shade and what's being developed here, this is absolutely the cutting edge and just the beginning. Indeed. So,
well, we'll catch you on the next video. We have a few more videos coming very soon on Secret and the IBC in general. So stay tuned.
And the markets. And until the next time, have a beautiful day and namaste, y'all.